Be'ezrat Hashem, tonight we're going to be counting in a few minutes Gvura shebachesed. Chesed is love, and Gvura is judgment or restriction or any type of when do I stop something. There are many ways to explain what Gvura is. In general, Gvura can be strength, Gvura can be severity, but the way how we want to relate with today with Gvura shebachesed, like I told you, the entire week is about love. This is the week of love. And like I mentioned before, that love is what gets us going through many, many situations. If you have love in your life, you can survive many tough situations. But unfortunately, it's not so simple to love other people. I can love a few people that are very close to me that are easy to love, and a lot of the people in my life, I don't really love them. And sometimes because it's extremely hard to love them, sometimes because I don't feel like loving them right now. So, Gvura shebachesed, the severity in love, the strength in love, is that I have to really work hard to love another person. This, the word in Hebrew is ma'amatz. A lot of hard work to be able to love another person. And ma'amatz is like not strain, but ma'amatz is when you really work hard.
Result.
Effort.
Result.
Result? No, result will be more the... it's not result. I actually like more effort. But even effort is not... I'll give you an example. Ma'amatz is if I have to move 20 pounds, there's no ma'amatz there. Easily I move it. Move 200 pounds, that requires a lot of ma'amatz, a lot of pushing. So effort is close. Result is, that's the totza'ah. So, resolve. That can be another good way. But take my analogy now that you have to push now 200 pounds, then you have to put a lot of ma'amatz. That's ma'amatz. Hard work. A lot of hard work and effort and so forth. Now, to love somebody that is very easy to love, what's the big deal? But when there's somebody in my life that I have to put a lot of effort, that already requires a lot of strength.
Grit.
Now, grit? Grit? Yeah, grit is another nice word of saying it. I think we will summarize it. I like more the effort and the will. But we'll go with effort because I really have to put a lot of effort to love a certain individual. Now, persistence also. I mean, of course, we can find many, many different words, but the idea is to take here is that some situations, there's a certain person that I need to develop love to, and on a regular basis, I'm like, I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't have the energy now to put effort into this relationship right now. But nevertheless, the whole idea of Gvura shebachesed is to learn how to develop the love to a person that I don't feel like loving, or I don't want to love, or I have nothing in common here, and there's nothing here going on here, but I still need to love that person. Now, sometimes it's even harder because I have to love another person that I don't get along with. Or, even worse, that the person did something bad to me. Then that's already taking it to the next level. I can guarantee to you that every person in this room can easily now in their thoughts say, oh yeah, I know who he's talking about. That person did something bad to me, and sometimes it's extreme, and I'm still required to love that person. Now, how do I do that? First of all, I'm already telling you, you are required to love that person. This is a requirement from the Torah. You have to love every other person. Doesn't matter what the person did to you, because even if the person did something bad to you, he was just a messenger from Hashem. He was just a stick that hit you. Told you the analogy many, many times. If you hit now a dog with a stick, the dog will go after the stick. The dog is not going to bite you, it's going to bite the stick. The dog doesn't understand that you are the one who went with the stick and whipped him. So even if somebody did something bad in my life, I have to understand that that person is 100% the UPS messenger that came with a box. He has nothing to do with me. My issue is with me and Hashem. So how can I love another person that I really don't like? Because I have in my nefesh, in my spirit, in my soul, the power to like another person. Now, I have to love other people. If I don't like other people, the one who suffers from it the most is me, not anybody else. I will be the bitter one. I will be the depressed one. I will be the angry one. I will be the one who doesn't go to the community event because I don't want to see so-and-so over there. So I have to understand that I have to love other people. I don't mean telling you that you have to agree with people's political opinions or with their choice of music or how they dress. So that's not what I'm talking about. We will never find a common denominator with everybody around me. But I'm still required to love any other person. And that requires a lot of effort. Or the word in Hebrew is ma'amatz. And all the words that you just threw now to the pot, effort. Now we were cleaning for Pesach. So when I came back from the States, my wife told me, I kept all the heavy things for you. Now I must start moving the bookshelves. Bookshelves, they're full of books. Well, you have to move it. So you know what a strength or a ma'amatz I had to do to push bookshelves? Now I can either take all the books down and move a few dozens of kilos. But that required a lot of strength and a lot of effort. Same thing here. I have to understand that I have to love any other person around me, specifically the ones who go against me and do bad things to me. And again, I don't have to agree with what they do. I don't have to be their best friends, but I definitely am not allowed to hate them. I need to love them. Where do we learn that? Is because think about how many times we get Hashem angry. And He still loves us. Hashem created the world with chesed. Olam chesed yibaneh. That's what David HaMelech says in Tehillim 89. And he says, Olam ki olam chesed yibaneh. The world was built with chesed. The Kadosh Baruch Hu says, even if you get me angry, I still love you. Even if you go against me, I still love you. Now, in order for me to love somebody that is different from me, that requires a lot of effort. Now, it's not always the person who did something wrong to me. Look, in our generation, we just spoke about it before the class. This shul is Ashkenazi, this shul is Sephardi, this shul is Chabad, this shul is Breslev. I don't like this shul, I don't like that shul. He said this, he said that. This is the level of nonsense that we're dealing with on a daily basis. And you know, the difference of opinions are there only for us to go above the difference of opinion. And in our life, we see it if it's in the Torah world, then we see how many opinions there are. You know the famous joke with the guy who got stranded on a deserted island, and then 10 years later they found him on the island, and he already built a lot of stuff in the island, and they told him, "Who's in this island?" "Well, only me." Okay, so he takes them on a tour and he tells, "This is the shul where I pray, and across of it there's another shul." He says, "What is this shul?" "Well, that shul I'm never going into." So, yeah. So, our life is constantly surrounded with people, either the ones who go against us, either the ones that are in my life by choice or by not by choice. There's constantly going to be situations that I'm going to be standing in front of a person that I'm required to love another person that I don't feel like liking him right now. And it's going to take a lot of effort for me now to love that person. Now, all the separations, all these disagreements that we have amongst ourselves, between groups, between individuals, between families, they're only there to challenge me to see if I can go above this disagreement. It's very easy to fall into an argument. That's why in our generation it's so bad, because everybody's trying to solve situations with texting. You can't solve an argument with text messaging. You have a disagreement with somebody, let's meet face to face. There's a certain individual now that we're trying to work something out, he keeps texting me. I tell him, I don't want to text you. I want to sit with you face to face. That's how they used to do it for 5,000 years. I don't want to text you. You don't solve problems with texting. But all these little disagreements that we have, these little arguments, sometimes it's big arguments, whatever it is, any type of argument, a machloket, a disagreement, is only the challenge to see if I can go above it, rise above it, not to get swallowed into it. I said this, and then has to be a comeback, and then I answer this, and that's how all the arguments are. You look at an argument between a husband and wife, then all it takes is the first person to say, but you did this and this, and I did. What about you? What you did? And the point is that all these disagreements is only to see if I can rise above it. Now, this is another important thing to do because we know that one of the most important things that the Torah is teaching me is called Ahavat Israel. Is that I have to love another fellow Jew. This is in one level. One thing that the Torah is teaching and many people don't apply, it's about loving another human being. Not only, a lot of people are stuck on, no, I only have to love another Jew. Okay, that's very nice. You're right. We have to have Ahavat Israel. Israel means that I love another fellow Jew, because most people, when it comes to Ahavat Israel, there's not a lot of love. There's maybe fake love, but not a real love. Up until today, I mean, I came down from the plane about a week ago. It's fresh how I was in so many different communities in the United States, and shuls still hate each other. Oh no, that shul I'm never going to go to. These Ashkenazis, no. And how you hear people talk about other communities is like, are you serious? Are you really serious? 2019, Tafshin Ayin Tet, this is what you're talking about? So it's still amongst us in so many different ways. And needless to say that we are required to have Ahavat Israel, but the Torah is also telling you have to love every person. It's called Ahavat Abriot. Any human being. He's a human being. If Hashem created him, then you have to love that person. So what if he's not in the same faith that you are, or the same race or the same color? The Torah is requiring you have to love any other person. I'm not talking about loving now a person who wants to kill you. A terrorist wants to destroy you. We're not required to love Nasrallah and Abu Mazen. We're not required to love them. But a normal human being that has nothing to do bad with me, I am also required to love that, even though he is from a different faith, or is coming from a different group, or whatever it is. Now, practically saying, because now we can go now for 2 hours talking about how we have to love other people, but we have to understand that the Gvura Shebachesed is to take the love that I have and to put a lot of effort and to say, how can I find the person that is in my life that I have to love? Practically saying is that you have to find a person that you don't really like. This is your homework for today, because you have another 24 hours now, and then you want to apply it for the rest of the life. You find now in your mind, I know, just by looking at everybody, I can already see one person. So,
which one do I choose?
Which one do I choose, and how many do I do a day? But you want to find one person that you don't really like, or you dislike, or that person did something not so good to you, or whatever it is. You already got the point. And you have to put a lot of effort to find something positive in that person. The biblical term to it is called lelamed zchut. I can look at any person and right away put an X and say thief, liar, cheat. That's very easy. To point the finger, that's the easiest thing to do. What we want to do is to look at any person and to move all these thoughts of judgment, and how do I find something positive about any person? It has to be something positive in every individual in front of me. Now what I do is what's called lelamed zchut. I find the good part in that person, and I want to look at that person and just look at that good quality. Even though that person did something bad to me, but he's still an amazing father. That person did something bad to me, but he's an amazing educator, amazing husband. He supports a lot of poor people, whatever it is. You find that person and you look, what's the good quality that person has, and you're looking only on that good quality that person has. And then you look for a place in your heart where you can love that person because of that good quality. And to say, if Hashem loves that person, then so much more so I can love that person. So I'm sure you're familiar with the term, ואהבת לרעך כמוך. What Rabbi Akiva says, זה כלל גדול בתורה, one of the most powerful pillars in the Torah, a rule in the Torah. But if you want to look at the term, ואהבת לרעך כמוך, if I have to translate, it means you have to love another person like you love yourself. Okay, that's the pshat. This is the simple explanation. The more deeper explanation is that ואהבת לרעך, you should love רעך, your other fellow person in front of you, כמוך, like how Hashem loves that person. כמוך mean goes on Hashem, how you love that person. If Hashem is able to love any other person, must be that I can also find that place where to love that person. Now I'm just looking now at the external part of the person, how he hurt me, how I disagree with that person, how that person is now ignoring me or avoiding me or making me angry. I have to remove this clutter and say, must be that that person has something amazing. His kids love him. His wife loves him. Half of the community that I can't stand, they love him. Must be that that person has something there. And to find in my heart the place, I can appreciate and adore or love that person for that little act that they do. That's it. You don't have to develop too much love to the individual. Needless to say, you want to avoid any type of hate or disagreement. This is what's causing us to be in exile. The fact that we are separated. It's called sinat chinam, baseless hate. So the most important thing you want to apply, to take from today, we're going to be Be'ezrat Hashem in a few minutes praying Arvit and then counting Gvura Shebachesed, is to physically, to practically apply it. Like I told you, I'm going to repeat it again. You find a person that you're not crazy about, let's put it in other words, or dislike, or the person did something wrong to you and you don't like the person, and you find in your heart the place where that person has something positive and that you can let go. Because the only one who suffers from the fact that I don't like another person, I'm the only one who suffers. Needless to say, if I hold grudge or anger or revenge or hate, I'm the one who's suffering. A lot of the diseases people have is because they hold inside of them so much hate towards another person. So that person doesn't care. Like you said yesterday, the person cuts you in the street, what you said with your father, you think that person cares if you're upset or not? He already drove off. I'm holding the hate now. So I'm the one who's suffering. Whether it's hate or jealousy or resentment or anything, I'm the one who's suffering. So at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to gain from that. So again, Gvura Shebachesed is to find the effort, the power in me to, so to say, force myself to find a way how I can love another person that there's no relationships between us. The Baal Shem Tov says you have to love a Jew even if you never met him ever again. Ever in your life. How can I love somebody that I never met? Because essentially we're all connected. So not loving another person, again the deficiency is in me. Because I got hurt. Because that person did something bad to me. Because he talked bad about me. Because he went against me. So again, the problem is the me, not the other person. So Be'ezrat Hashem, you have a little bit of homework to do, because today we talked about two sfirot. The point is not only to apply it today, is to take the idea, and you'll see throughout the 7 weeks, some things are not so relating to you, some things are very much relating to you. So it doesn't mean that you have to just focus every day on one thing. If what we spoke about now relates to you, now apply it every day in your life. Every day in your life, when there's this neighbor that you can't stand, and when you're walking out, he smiles at you, and usually you're like, I wish you're gonna give, I don't even want to say. So then you start applying it in your life. Every day that you see him in the morning, you should be blessed. You should have happiness in your heart. Trust me, when you bless your enemies and the ones you hate, at the end of the day, what you throw out to the universe, it bounces back right at you. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, this is how we apply the Gvura Shebachesed. Be'ezrat Hashem will be able to develop this unconditional love to any human being around me that can benefit from my love. I have to see how can the person benefit from me giving in or giving something to that person. And ultimately the one who benefits the most is you, is us of course. And needless to say that when we're going to focus on something more broad here, is that we are in exile because of sinat chinam. The second temple was destroyed from sinat chinam. So we need to correct that part in order to receive, excuse me? Yeah. Now we're also commemorating the death of the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva. But on our general scope, how you want to look at it, Bet HaMikdash was destroyed was sinat chinam, because I hate another person for no reason. So we need to reach to a tikkun, to a rectification, that we're above that already. I don't need to hate anybody. And again, like I told you, you don't have to agree with every person. You don't have to see eye to eye. You'll never see eye to eye with every person, and you'll never find a common denominator with everybody. But you need to not hate the person, and even more than that, how can I love the good things that that person is doing? Must be that that person is doing something good because Hashem loves him. If Hashem would not love him, the person would not exist.